those people are advised if they could please do that. Senator Roberts,
okay,
over to you for 10 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you again for being here, Dr Johnson and Dr Stone. I would like to table these two documents, these two articles, Chair.
Certainly. What are they?
They're newspaper articles.
Right, we've probably, given that they're public documents, we probably don't need to table them. We can just circulate them around the committee.
So these are, well, the first document is about two articles in the Australian newspaper about parallel temperatures at Brisbane Airport, following on from Senator Rennick. The other one is about forecasts from the Bureau of Meteorology that have been inaccurate. So going to the first one, I've tabled some important news about parallel temperatures at Brisbane Airport, showing that your temperature probes do record, different temperatures to mercury thermometers in the same location at the same time. If I could please go to the Freedom of Information 30/6155 regarding the daily maximum and minimum temperature parallel observations for Brisbane Airport, which the stories relate to. What date did you first receive the FOI request? I think you said 2019?
Yeah, it was in 12th of December 2019 it was received.
What date did you release the documents to the applicant?
Well, the documents that were released as agreed with the respondent was 6th of April 2023. But as I said in my earlier response to Senator Rennick's question, Senator Roberts, the documents released were the ones that we were quite happy to provide in 2019 to the respondent, but the respondent didn't wish to avail themselves of that material back in 2019.
So why did you fight to keep this information a secret for
We didn't
so long?
fight. Again, I reiterate in my response to Senator Rennick, we didn't fight anything. The requests that we received in 2019 were unable to fulfil because the information that was requested did not exist. So in the form that the respondent requested it. So we offered the respondent the material we had. They declined, sought to appeal it through the various appeal processes. Our decisions were reaffirmed by both the Information Commissioner and the Administrative Appeals Tribunal, and the information that we offered to provide the respondent back in 2019, we provided in April this year. So this notion, Senator, that the Bureau is withholding information is a fallacy.
So we'll have to look further into that. But
well, that's the record. That's the record and the truth, Senator.
Okay. Yeah. You're paid by the taxpayer, Dr. Johnson, just like I am. So you're meant to serve the taxpayer, as I am. You have a remuneration package of over $500,000 a year from taxpayers. The information you have, the work you do, belongs to the taxpayer, correct?
Senator, as I said to my response to Senator Rennick, all the Bureau's data records are available to the public, either in digital or analogue form. They're held in the analogue form in the National Archive, and the digital records are available on the Bureau's website.
I've heard that before, but I've also seen people who can't access the information.
Well, Senator, I can only tell you the truth, and the truth is that those records are available on our website or in the National Archive by request.
So why did it take an application to the Administrative Appeals Tribunal for you to back down?
I reject that comment, Senator. The information that was requested by the respondent or the proponent, I'm sure how you want to characterise it, was not available. So we can't create something that's not available. We offered the respondent a set of alternatives which they declined initially and then subsequently agreed to take. So again, this notion that the Bureau is withholding information from the public or from this particular respondent is just not true. It's inaccurate.
Okay.
I can't be any clearer on that, Senator.
No, you're clear. Do you disagree that your temperature probes are recording different temperatures to mercury thermometers in the same place at the same time?
I'll let Dr Stone address that.
No, thank you. No, you actually expect pairs of measuring instruments to have different measurements.
So if we had two probes, they would be slightly different. I understand natural variation.
Yep, within tolerance, yes.
Right. Would the difference between two probes be less or greater than the difference between a probe and a mercury thermometer?
So I reiterate that liquid in glass thermometers have a tolerance, so an acceptable error of 0.5 of a degree. Our electronic probes that we've been using for 30-ish years have a tolerance of 0.4 of a degree, and the electronic probes that we're about to roll out have a tolerance of 0.2 a degree. And you can expect a difference between two probes that is the sum of the tolerances of the two probes.
I understand that. So there is a difference between the mercury in glass and the probes?
In which sense? In tolerance? Yes,
No,
because
in the actual measurement, there'll be difference in the two
well,
measurements.
sometimes, because they operate within that tolerance. So
I understand that tolerance.
For the ones operating at Brisbane Airport, for example, I have the figures on the distribution of readings and the. Let me find it. The mercury in glass. Sorry, I'll find it. I don't have the exact figures, I'm sorry, but approximately 40% of the time, one of the probes measured above, a higher amount than another.
The figures are 41%.
About 30% of the time, they measured below, and the balance they measured very similar.
So there is a difference.
Yes.
It has to be.
Correct.
So that's 41% of the time it recorded a warmer temperature, and cooler temperatures are recorded 26% of the time.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So are you saying that Marahasi or Abbott, their analysis is incorrect, or are you saying it may be correct, it's just within allowable tolerances, so you don't care?
Sorry, which part of their analysis? They
The
did
41% warmer,
yeah?
and the 26% cooler.
If they are the figures, there we are. Sorry, yep, 40. Yep, I've got them here. Yes,
41, 26?
that is correct.
That's correct. Thank you. So do you think it's significant that your new temperature probes are, on average, recording warmer temperatures than the mercury thermometers in the same location at the same time?
They're not on average. They're 2/100ths of a degree difference, which is not a significant difference.
I said, on average,
No,
they're
on
recording a warmer temperature.
No, sorry, on average, there was 2/100ths of a degree difference between the liquid in glass thermometers.
So on average, they're recording a warmer temperature. The probes are.
0.02 degrees is not a significant difference.
So on average, they're recording warmer temperatures than the mercury.
No. 0.02 degrees is not a significant difference.
Okay. The story also says, and Graham Lloyd is a credible journalist, I've seen his work many times, says that Bureau of Meteorology said that you, Dr Stone, claimed in response to these issues, presumably he asked you,
No, he didn't.
that all temperature data is publicly available on your website, including the parallel data. Is that true?
All of our digitised data is available on the website, and as Dr Johnson mentioned to you earlier, data that hasn't been digitised is available from the National Archive.
So the temperature data that was released in the Freedom of Information request was not available on your website, was it?
There were two pieces of information provided. One was scans of field books, which is not been hadn't previously been digitised, and that was digitised upon request and provided. And then the electronic data is available on the Bureau website.
Why were you and the Administrative Appeals Tribunal trying to keep it secret?
Sorry.
Senator, with respect, I think we've addressed this notion that we are withholding information from the public is just false. And so the Administrative Appeals process was instigated by the proponent, who disagreed with the decision that both the Bureau and the Information Commissioner had made in respect to the Freedom of Information request. And again, I reiterate, the Bureau's actions were affirmed by both the Information Commissioner and the Administrative Appeals Tribunal. So again, this notion that the Bureau withholds data is false, and it's very important that it's on the record, because as you say, taxpayers have a legitimate expectation that the data that's generated with their money is available. So I just don't know how much clearer we can be
Can you provide the URL where the parallel temperature data was available on your website? prior to the FOI.
So this is a key point.
Yeah.
The applicants asked for the report in which parallel data is recorded, and I've just explained the data existed in two places. The respondent refused the offer of data on the basis that we couldn't provide it in one form. It doesn't exist in one form. There are field books that have the manual temperature readings written down, and there's electronic data.
Mm-hmm.
Bring those two together and you can construct a parallel data set, but they sought to have specified that they would only accept reports of parallel data which don't exist.
So I know...
Senator Roberts, we need to move on. Your time is up.
Thank you, Chair.